Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Klein and members of the committee. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you for hearing Senate File 4423. First, I want to thank my co-authors, Senator Wickland, Senator Seeberger, Senator Housley, and Senator Nelson. I'm at a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and in case my Wi-Fi cuts out, Senator Wickland has my notes and can finish the presentation as needed. 37,930 Minnesotans will get cancer this year. Not all of them will lose their hair, but some will. Senate File 4423 is a bill that mandates wigs, also known as scalp hair prosthetics, for cancer patients who lose their hair. I know insurance companies don't like mandates, but this isn't locking in an ineffective treatment. It's putting patients first. Minnesota currently requires wigs covered for patients with alopecia, but not alopecia from cancer. Research has shown that losing your hair during chemotherapy or radiation therapy can have a negative impact on the quality of life. The psychological impacts range from loss of self-esteem, social anxiety, depression, and it is a time burden trying to figure out how to conceal your hair loss. When my hair fell out, it was like a cold slap in the face. It was, okay, now you look like a cancer patient. I really didn't want to show up on the Senate floor bald, so I just went to buy a wig. I had the resources to buy the wig, but not everybody does. My wigs cost $500 each. They were kind of the middle of the road. I looked at a few for $250, but they had too much hair, so it's basically a style preference. Human hair wigs can cost up to $3,000 to $400,000. None of the wigs last. Mine is synthetic, not human hair. The store let me know it is heat sensitive, so don't sit under a heat lamp if you go to a restaurant, and be careful around the stove and oven. On Mother's Day, I didn't think twice when my sister asked me to take a look at the egg bag from the oven. The minute I opened the oven and the steam and heat came out, I could tell my wig frizzed. It looked like a frizz ball. So for Mother's Day, I drove to Hastings to get a new wig and got ice cream with my mom and came back. But, that was quite a drive, and it was another $500. But again, I can afford it. I had the resources to buy the wigs, but not everybody does. This bill will allow others to get wigs to help them present their best self to the world. Not everybody will get a wig, but this is an option. A few other states already mandate coverage for cancer patients. Many of these were implemented between 1998 and 2011, and they're capped at $350. The 62J evaluation that was done and is required states that $350 doesn't cover the average cost of most wigs. And none of the other states have updated that amount. So this bill caps the amount at $1,000 per year, and that would cover the cost of most 2 medium wigs, including a backup for when their first wig melts. The wig gets hot, they capture heat, so I knew I had a parade coming. So I did go online and buy a baseball cap with a ponytail, and that was about $30. I did order and look at some other wigs online. There were a few priced at $25, but most were $85 to $100. None of the wigs that I ordered online looked like the picture that was online, and none of them fit. They were all way too big, so I ended up returning all of them. Going to a store gives you the ability to try on a wig, make sure it fits, and make sure it looks good on you and you're comfortable with it. So this bill requires a doctor's prescription or order to get a wig. It covers public and private plans. A bill was introduced in Congress in 2023 to include wigs as durable medical equipment, and that would be helpful. No action has been taken, but we can continue to be eternal optimists and hope Congress takes some action. If we are putting patients first, we will pass this bill to help the patients move forward.